I always wondered how I was gonna die, and now I know. I think there were a lot of inspirations for the film. A big part of the film was, to examine aspects of climbing that I think are really important from my experience as a climber. And I think there's been a lot of misperceptions around climbing. I wanted to show an inside look at kind of some of the intractable decisions you're faced with, the conflict of ambition and family, but also the friendships and the friendships, the loyalty, the mentorship. So, and I also think Conrad is a very inspirational character. And he's been a great friend, mentor, and I think his story is just really incredible. We hadn't thought about making a feature documentary until after 2011. So really we were just filming, the climbs for posterity, and certain aspects of our lives were just on camera, and events that we shot around each other. And then later we assembled all of that.
Well, these guys climb mountains. Documentary, easy peasy. So the thing about Meru is that Jimmy and Renan shot most of the footage while they were climbing. There are a few shots that are from the second trip where they brought a fourth man because Jenny, Conrad's wife, said that if you're going to go back and put us through this again, you have to bring a fourth man, because the first time around, the angle of the mountain was such that they had no satellite communication. So Conrad's wife and everyone at home thought they were going to be away for 8 days, and they were gone for about 20. So on the second trip, a fourth man could stay in communication with the families, as well as be a cinematographer to get the long angle shots. So I think the real achievement in the filmmaking is understanding the extreme conditions under which they were shooting, and how it's a very unique skill set to be able to climb at that level as well as film at that level.
Well, for me, I have to kind of step outside of it and try to look at the footage objectively and how it fits into a story and the narrative. It's hard to do. It's always hard to do that, especially when you've been shooting and there are shots that you spent a lot of time trying to get. We all know what that's called. Yeah, you have to be, objective and brutal, really. But I really like shooting, or I really like seeing the film with an audience for the first time, and that was a different experience, and that felt like re-experiencing it because I was in it with the audience, and that was in a way really, really gratifying.
When we got there and I looked up at the mountain, I didn't know what we were getting into.
Well, it's just special to consider that in climbing, attempting to climb this mountain, it would be an experience for 3 people. It's Conrad, Jimmy, and Renan. And in the process of making this film, you're sharing it with hundreds of thousands of people. And I think, it's been very gratifying to see how people responded to the film.
We wanted to give people a very visceral experience, to give them a sense of what the cutting edge of high altitude alpine climbing looks and feels like. Obviously, we wanted to surround that with a compelling story, but, in terms of the shooting and the moments on the mountain, I liked taking people there, and that's, just that's what filming is about in a way, and is taking people to a world that they've never been to. So I liked that, but I honestly think the best feedback I've gotten is from, parents of, I've had a mother tell me that their 10-year-old daughter saw the film and talked about it all week, and talked about the friendship, and talked about how, she understood why we took Renan back, because we were loyal friends, and that, to be able to reach across a broad demographic and is really probably the most gratifying aspect of making the film.
I mean, it was an absolutely incredible experience. We just had no expectations. Getting into Sundance was the achievement. And again, this was a very small production and very personal for us. And just to get to Sundance was wonderful. And then slowly, as the film began screening, we began to understand that people really liked the movie. And that was a great feeling. So winning was wonderful. We definitely have new projects coming up that we're excited about.
We had to trust him, and that's what we did.
We had become so close.
It was worth the risk. It was worth possibly dying for.